Daily Broadside, day 683. Today has been a tale of two ribeyes. And what I mean by that, if you saw my video yesterday, I went out for a cheap ribeye that turned out to be, as luck would have it, pretty decent. So today I get up and my mom has a friend come over and the three of us go out to lunch. And they're like, what do you want to do for lunch? And I'm like, kind of feeling like another ribeye. And so we go to I'm a sucker for a diner. A little bit about me. I like a greasy spoon type of diner, you know. So I went to this sandwich shop that I hadn't been to since probably high school, which last I recall, it wasn't bad. So I was like, yeah, they probably got a ribeye steak sandwich. So let's go there. And I'm thinking to myself in the back of my head, I'm like, ribeye steak sandwich at a diner is probably going to be not that great of a choice. But so I get there, right? And yeah, this place it's probably not been cleaned since the last time I was there in high school, which was in the 90s. And so I get there and I order I say ribeye steak sandwich. I don't know if it was really what that was, but I'll show you a picture in a minute. It was, and I kid you not, about that thin, and it was just a hair bigger than a hamburger bun, just ridiculously small. And I said, do you have any provolone? They're like, we have American. And I was this close to going, that's not a cheese. And it's a spread, you know, it's a cheese product, you know, or whatever. But I just let it go. So while I'm sitting there, I look over and there's a lady sitting there with like a bundt cake, one of those like cakes that's got all the ridges in it, and she's eating her own bundt cake. Like, she's brought this, they didn't serve that to her. So she's eating a bundt cake, like slicing it up like pound cake, you know. I don't know what the difference between pound cake and bundt cake is. Punt cake, maybe. But she's eating that, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of odd. And every other booth, I'll show you some pictures here in a minute. Every other booth is bright neon yellow and then like a really 70s orange. Every other one is that, right? These two guys walk in, two different tables, right? Guy walks in a neon yellow shirt. He sits down at the neon booth, and I was like, that's weird. And it blended in so well. He just looked like a floating head with a hat on, you know. I was like, why wouldn't he sit in the orange? Then another guy comes in right behind him, completely different table, sits at the booth next to him, or the next yellow one down, and he's wearing yellow. And they're just blending in, and it looks so weird, you know. So I'm sitting there, and my mom's friend, of course, all of our food sucked. It was just not good at all. And I was like, I don't even want to know what the cleanliness score is in this place, and I'll never come here again. Lesson learned, you know. But it was just really pathetic and all. And it reminded me of the decently awesome ribeye I had the night before, which, by the way, that steakhouse, when I was on their internet website there last night, perusing their menu, it said something like, we've been here for 30 years serving food. And then the next line said, if you don't believe us, check out our menu. And I thought that was a weird way to put it, because I could read your menu, but that doesn't tell me that you have delicious food for 30 years. It tells me what you sell and how much it costs. It doesn't tell me anything about, you know, the quality or quantity or pricing or anything else. Like, that's just a weird way to put it. But at any rate, that was a good steak. This was absolutely ridiculous. You know, I was eating like Cambodian dog meat as far as I was concerned. I mean, it could have been anything, right? So then we started looking at the menu, and the friend of my mom's was like, they had hot dog, $2.75, and then it had like chili dog, and in parentheses it had no wiener, $3.25 or something like that. And she's like, what is this? And I'm like, that's a chili dog. And she's like, but it doesn't have a hot dog? I was like, no, it doesn't have a wiener. And she's like, what does that mean? I'm like, you're gonna get a hot dog bun with chili in it and whatever else you'd like, ketchup, mayonnaise, cheese, whatever. And then a little bit further down it said cheese dog, and she's like, what is this? I'm like, that's just a hamburger or a hot dog bun with a stick of cheese in it with whatever else you want on it. Could be chili, could be whatever. And she's just like, why wouldn't you just why a chili dog has a hot dog in it? I'm like, no, it just has a dog in it, but it doesn't have a wiener. It's a chili wiener is really what it is. If you were to put a hot dog with chili on it, that's a chili wiener and all. And so she's just completely confused as to, you know, the Southern fare that we've got in our diners in this country. And then it reminded me of a story when I was first learning to drive. I had gotten my license. I'd been driving for probably like 9 months or something. My parents went away on a week's vacation, and they left the keys to the brand new Porsche. No, but they left, and I think my sister was driving too, so we were both driving. they trusted us to drive ourselves to school and all that stuff, but they didn't trust us. They went on like a week-long cruise, so they were gone for 7 or 8 days. They didn't trust us enough to stay the night by ourselves for an entire week without any kind of adult supervision. And that was probably, in retrospect, a decent move on their part. So they had a friend of theirs that would just come by at night and, you know, at dinner time, and then spend the night, and then we'd go our separate ways the next day. And I'd go to work, come home and all that. And so one night he gave me $25 that my parents had left for food. He's like, pick up some dinner. And I'm like, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So I went to a local grocery store, a local convenience store, where they had what we called cheesers, which was basically a hot dog bun with a stick of cheese in it. And then you put mayonnaise and chili. And that may sound disgusting, but I'm here to tell you, when it's put into a steamer and wrapped up in that thin paper, it's one of the most delectable things you've ever had in your life. And so, as kind of a joke, and a kind of the fact that my sister didn't eat mayonnaise, I went in there, it was Gus's Mini Mart. I walked in, I was like, I'll take $25 worth of cheesers. And he's like, what? I was like, just however many. And they were like 70 cents a piece, you know. So I ended up with like a 47-pound bag of greasy cheesers, right? Cheese dogs, basically, which is what this lady on the menu today was trying to figure out what the hell it was. She ended up getting a BLT, by the way. But at any rate, you got to see the picture of this, as I'll put here in the end, because I don't know how you serve this to people and have any, like, respect within your business. And this place has been around for, God knows, 50 years or more. You know, it's just weird that's what you've, you know, based your stuff on. And so I bought everybody's lunch. It was $27. $27 for, like, scrambled eggs and sausage, a plate of fries, a BLT, and a ribeye steak sandwich, and 3 waters. What does this world come to? It's ridiculous. Y'all have a giddy up good day.